We did it.
Welcome to a brand new episode of Drag the Lake. I'm your host, Andy Malafrina, and here's my co-host, the late, great Pat, the Grateful Dead, George. Pat, how the hell you doing?
I'm doing 10 times better than you.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Well, yeah?
Yep.
How do you think?
Well, I actually have a meter.
Yeah?
Yep. It's right here.
Yeah, but for you, it's spelled M-E-A-T-E-R. Yeah, welcome to a brand new episode of Drag the Lake. Today, we got in store for you some stuff.
You had nothing. I will let you do it. We're going to talk about Kubla Khan. We're going to talk about Many Eyes. We might talk about Better Lovers, or we're going to talk about Andy.
Oh, we should
the worst lovers.
We should. I'm a pretty good lover. I fuck like a fucking bitch, dude. I'm holding heads.
Boom.
I'm fucking sucking titties.
You're holding heads?
Yeah, multiple heads. I get gangbanged all the time.
Okay.
Steph watches me get gangbanged. Is this your first fucking day?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I'm new here.
You think you know a guy.
I'm the new guy.
Gotta catch everyone up to my gangbangs.
Oh, meter. M-E-A-T.
Yeah, buddy. Fuck. Did you not get that?
I don't get it still.
Meat.
I'm going to get a stud finder, and then I'm going to hold it
Meat.
up. Like penis.
No. Like, you eat a lot of meat.
I do.
Fat fuck.
Andy's got gout, guys. He's a little upset.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't have gout. I've heard stories about gout. I know I have gout.
Andy's out of. Oh wait, no, you're gout of the closet.
Hell yeah, dude. We should address. We didn't address this on No More Heroes, but we should address. We are sorry it's late. It won't be like this ever again.
Because this is the last show.
We're done. I'm moving back to Jersey.
I quit.
I quit.
I'm moving back to Jersey as well. It's gonna be really weird.
It's gonna be really weird.
I'm moving in next to Andy.
Yeah, Pat's like, I'm gonna be your roommate.
I
now.
got really used to this.
I'm gonna live in your
dynamic.
side. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
You pretend to hate me. You pretend to not want to talk about Killers of the Flower Moon.
That's true.
But you yearn for the fucking discussion.
I pretend that I don't want to talk to you, but in reality, I want you dead. I don't want you ever to talk again.
It's actually worse.
I want to silence you for evs.
But yeah, sorry the episode's late. I was in Raleigh, North Carolina doing shows with the great Nate Marshall. And then, yeah, so I left Friday. That was a long weekend, dude. I left Friday, and then I didn't get any sleep from Saturday to Sunday. So I slept all day Sunday, and then I was even... Like, we were going to try to record Sunday, but I was even zonked the fuck out that day, and I was like, no bueno. And then our schedules just didn't line up the past 2 days. So, yeah, I like late than never.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I'd rather do it super late and let the people know we didn't give up on them.
Yeah.
And then rather not do it at all. So
There's still topics.
And thank you for hanging out. A lot of the people have been watching the shit. Oh, I should say we do normally stream on twitch.tv/Andy Malafrina. Me and Pat were just busy beavers today. So Pat's a beaver because he gets fucked by Dick. But we were doing a lot of stuff. I'm a beaver because I love hitting wood with my tail. But yeah, normally we stream this on twitch.tv/Andy Malafrina, posting album reviews, doing all that shit. But yeah, dude, got a couple things we want to talk about. Yeah, dude. Man. Yeah, dude. We got a lot of couple things we want to talk about today. Where do you want to start?
Let's talk about Israel. No. The Many Eyes thing.
I already did that last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
The lady at the bar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You went into it.
Dude, yeah. I got locked in. Anyone who wants to bring me on to debate on your pod, I'm actually a huge fan of that. Yeah. I really want to do that. I want to scream with people on cable news shows about issues I will not have any effect over. My words will not have any effect over them, and I want to scream about them on cable news.
Andy wants to give his yay or nay on genocide. And
find out later tonight at 10. How does Andy feel about genocide?
Yeah, I think the Many Eyes thing is the thing that, like, it was surprising to me because not only did they have a new T-shirt out, but they dropped an EP, a little EP.
Wait, is that an actual EP or?
I'm pretty sure, or is it a Spotify one? You're right. Yeah.
This is a minor thing I wanted to talk about.
Well, then get ready for the next hour of the show.
God damn it! You say so much with so few words. You know what that reminds I always tell this story. There's that comic in like the Lancaster area. I think her name was Gina Stitzer. She passed away, and we were doing a roast to raise money for her treatment. Didn't work, but.
What, $40 ain't good enough, bitch? Shut up.
What the fuck? We got 3 audience members and 20 comics
the
there.
fuck?
That's not
We
enough
passed the
fucking
bucket
money,
around.
you
What do you
dumb
want us to
dead
do?
bitch. No. Shout out Gina. No, someone did a joke. I forget the joke, but it was basically about my long setups.
Yeah.
And I was in the audience going like, "Wait, do I have long setups?"
Wait, were you in the audience, not on the day? Were you on the dais?
No, they didn't have a dais. It was just
okay.
it was just
I
make
was gonna
fun
say,
of.
damn, that's even worse if they're like, hey, and also fuck you, Andy.
Fuck
like,
you and your
like,
long
you're not even up
fucking-
here, but fuck you.
Fuck you and your long fucking setups. But yeah, it was basically there was no actual dais to sit at. Everyone who was just on the dais was just in the crowd.
Yeah.
And it was also just us.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I didn't think about that part.
Come to this roast of this open micer you don't know. All your favorite open micers you don't know will be there.
Yeah, they'll be telling some of the same jokes you've heard still.
Yeah.
I don't know why they
And-
do that at roast.
Oh, are you ready for a roast battle that is very inside baseball of comics who aren't funny yet?
Yeah, you don't even look as good as Jeff does.
Yeah.
And then everybody goes, oh, like the 14 people in the back.
Oh, you think your life's bad? How about Tony's 2 years ago? Did
Damn,
Tony
that's
have
a good one.
Did Tony have a bad life 2 years ago?
Who's Tony?
Yeah, which one's Tony? I
You
don't
talking
know.
about Tony Z or Tony V?
They're all fat and have stains on their shirt. Any of them could be Tony.
They all look like Tonys.
They all look like fucking Tonys.
The EP battle.
Yeah, the EP thing. Because I actually was talking to. I just posted the 2 reviews for.
Normally, when I get EPA, I go to sleep. I said EP when I did it. And I was like, boy, I feel
You
kind
passed
of
at
EP
the
right now.
mothership yet? You're not past at the mothership.
I'm going to send him this. Can we clip this?
Clip this. We can clip this.
Also, the thing about the sentence thing.
Joe, Mr. Rogan, you gotta watch this.
Sir, I know you're podcasting right now. It's going to be in the middle of the next
Sir,
episode.
I know you're busy, and you're just banging on a bathroom at the mothership.
Mr. Musk, shut up. Joe, you got to hear this. This redhead guy talks a lot, and then you listen to him roast this guy.
It's so funny. It's so funny to be like, Mr. Musk, please, I have to talk to Mr. Rogan.
Mr. Musk, shut up, please. I implore you.
No, I got a mental image of you at a random door in the mothership, just being like,
Pounding on the door.
just like, Mr. Rogan, can I come to your office? And they're
Stop.
just like, that's literally the bathroom.
Hey, can I tell you something? This is
No.
a sidetrack on your sidetrack. I am vetoing your no. We get one veto a year, and I'm using it mid-July or August. What is this? Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I don't want
Go
to.
ahead.
I don't want it anymore.
Because then
I don't want it.
I'll fucking hook your ass.
Do it.
No, the locks at the mothership bathrooms, the private bathroom, the personal bathroom. I mean,
Yeah.
that is my favorite lock in all existence. If every single
Oh, like
use,
a vacant.
if every single a porta potty lock,
Yeah.
If
I like when
Ah.
bathrooms have that.
every single use bathroom and or stall or any kind of locking mechanism where you can lock the door.
It's a single use for you because your shits are so bad.
I just lock the
He
the
broke
Chili's
the-
bathroom.
He shits. You just get what's the thing for the car steering wheel?
Yeah,
You just get one of those for the Chili's
oh
bathroom.
fuck, what is that called? Damn.
I don't know.
But yeah, you get the crowbar in there. You just fucking
Yeah.
jam it in.
You're like,
close.
it's gonna be a rough one, boys.
But I think that lock is my absolute all time favorite lock. And when I saw that, I was like, oh, they
Lot-
put thought in. Like, I know everybody is seeing like, oh, they put thought into this place. Oh, look at they put the lighting over here, and
Yeah.
everything works so great and it's so comfortable. And that, yes, that's true. All of that's true. But when I saw that lock, I was like, damn, Daddy Joe knows what he's doing.
A lot of people don't know Pat is actually a pro shitter.
I love locks.
So he really peeps. He really peeps game on bathrooms.
Dude,
Pat's
bathroom.
signed by Monster Energy to shit.
I've got overalls that I wear, but that has a little butt flap.
Dude, can you imagine?
I get the same thing the guy gets when he jumps out of the fucking the
No,
spaceship.
dude, you're sponsored. Yeah, no, you're sponsored by Red Bull, and just like Shaun White, they build you a special bathroom at the top of Mount Everest.
Have you ever shit at the top of the Burj Khalifa in Abu Dhabi? I have. Okay. Until then, Don't talk to me, kid.
Talk to me. Oh, you're shitting in a man's world.
Oh, you have to shit? I get to shit. This is my fucking dream, dude. I ain't gonna let you take it. When I saw that lock, I'm like, there's no confusion. There's not gonna be a knock. There's not gonna be a ka-tunk. There's nothing. I walk up and
yeah, it's good.
oh, it's an autist's dream.
So
privacy.
the EP thing I was gonna say is because I posted the this is Dragon League. I posted the
Grateful Dead George.
just go through the whole podcast again.
Okay, and then that's what I'm saying.
4 Year Strong album.
EP.
I posted the 4 Year Strong review, and then I posted the Fucked Up review, which go check out both those albums. I posted those reviews, and I posted them on Twitter, and then someone was commenting. He was like, I hate when bands like just put out an EP and then they go like, never mind, that was actually the album. And I just read that and I go, that's not a thing ever.
Yeah.
You can't do that. But I also, if you're that fan and you're watching, I'm not shitting on you, but I'm just saying, I read that and I go, I don't understand what this guy's trying to say. Because I go, that's not a thing that ever happens.
Yeah.
No one ever releases an EP and then just goes, oh, that was actually the album.
Yeah.
But no, and then I asked him, and bands have been doing this thing on Spotify, which I'm like very mixed about. Sometimes I hate it, sometimes I like it. But so basically, like an album comes out, a band will put like 3 singles out. So they put out the first single, it's just that song. They put out the second single, it's the first song and the second song. And then they put out the third single, and it's the third song, second song, first song. And that part,
Oh, yeah.
I don't necessarily care about. The two things that I don't like is, and I think the first thing is something Spotify needs to fix on their end. Spotify needs to, they need to be, because Spotify categorizes album, EP, and single based off of amount of songs on there. So if it's 1 or 2, it's still labeled a single. But I think if it's like 3 or 4, it's labeled an EP. But what these bands are doing is they're releasing a single including all the other singles. So that, I think, is something Spotify needs to fix on their end.
Yeah.
What the bands need to do is stop releasing the same album art for every fucking single.
Is that what they're doing?
Yeah, dude. I'll show it up I'll show you for 4 Year Strong.
Oh, for 4 years. Okay.
Because, and this is the problem with, like, I mean, it's good stuff.
There's our copyright strike this week.
Yeah, so they...
Oh, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, so for album, Analysis Paralysis is there, which was a very good album again. And then those were the last 3 singles they put out, which actually, I didn't realize they put out like 5 singles.
But I like
First
I
two-
do like a reveal.
First 2 are different, but then the last 3 were the same album cover as the 4 Year Strong album that just put out.
Yeah.
And it's just like, because this was a big thing I was complimenting about the new 4 Year Strong album, where they put out a bunch of music videos for it. And they did this very cool thing where, like, some of them they called music video, and then some of them were just lyric videos, but they included, like, them doing shit in those. And so they just look like they all were music videos to me. Some of them were just a lot more low effort than the other ones. But the thing that they did through each music video is they still had a similar artistic style in each video. So they would do little things like with camera movements and like the demeanor of everyone in the videos and like the color tone of every video. It was all consistent between all the videos. So I was like I love when bands put a little bit of extra effort in stuff like that. And then when you look at like the singles on Spotify, because like putting out the single artwork is coming off like an afterthought for these bands, and it's fair. It's changing up a little bit. It's like a new thing that you're not, like, a lot of bands aren't thinking about. But like, just as a fan who gets excited for albums coming out, to hit me with some like because when you just put the same album art for each single, it subtly tells me that you care less about this part. So if you care less about this part, it makes me go like, well, maybe if you care, like, maybe why would I care about this? Yeah. And I think when it's like, I think with, because I'm a fucking big nerd about this shit, obviously. So like when bands put that extra tender love and care into like just that little stuff like that, it's nicer. And then on top of that, when you're fucking searching for the album, you don't get fucking confused.
Yeah. Because
the single's the same fucking cover as the album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. I can see the confusion of that, but like I think with how let's say how accessible. I was gonna say how like flippant, like how like everything is just kind of like, oh, we'll put this out, we'll put that. Like there's not a lot of like really big releases anymore, big like reveals at least.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They kind of have to sell it throughout, and they kind of have to keep engagement up, and they got to do this and they got to do that. And it's weird that nobody is giving them this note. But like if like you're not actually printing all these EPs, you're not there's no overhead really. You just upload it to fucking Spotify. There's probably the producer or their assistant is doing it. You know what I mean? Like,
there's overhead with all the like apps they use and stuff.
Okay.
There's like websites.
Ones that they need to they pay for access.
Yeah,
for
and then because they don't just post it to Spotify, they post it to Pandora.
They don't just use Anchor. That's crazy.
They don't.
Free.
They don't just post it to Spotify. I know they do like Pandora, and there's all these other. Like I always laugh when a band is like, "Get our album on any of these platforms," and there's like 10 platforms, and you're like, "We're gonna go to Spotify or Apple Music." Yeah,
I already pay for that. But like there's already this like there's not a lot of like that you have to do as far as that. Why not have? I'm surprised that nobody in their camp or in their group or their management or anybody hasn't said like, why not have like fans design a couple different covers, and then that way like you're upping the engagement, but you're also offering something different for each one, and you don't have to pay for it. Like give them a free like bundle when that comes out, like a vinyl and shirt and fucking CD or whatever. But there's not a lot of that. To me, they're in these opportunities. See, that's the thing. I think that's the thing that really confuses us, especially.
Are you talking about like bands aren't taking advantage of these like extra avenues for
that's
like
what I was just about to
shit?
say. Well, not even income. I'm just saying as far as it's something that I think comedians are. It kind of sucks sometimes. Where I think a lot of times we're expected like, you gotta write a sketch, you gotta make a thing, you gotta do this. Why aren't you turning this into a thing? Why aren't you being all these other things?
Yeah.
And being creative at every possible moment. Like, hey, you're a comedian, say something funny right now.
Yeah.
It's just this kind of thing. It's like
people
everything
have
needs
that
to
like
be
one-dimensional perspective on you. Like, oh, you're a comedian, you must want to be funny all the time.
But artists like musicians and stuff like that, where like that is an opportunity that is missed. Like they are missing an opportunity to offer fan engagement and having a new artistic thing. Like, you have artistic fans.
Yeah.
4 Year Strong has been around forever. They have tons of fans that I'm sure would love to be able to design the thing. Have a little fun raffle. That's working on your social media. You're offering new art for your EPs and stuff like that. And it kind of solves this issue where you're like, you'll get the first one in October, you'll get the second one in December, and then you get to design our main cover. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's pretty. That's a solution.
Ooh, can I say this real quick? Because at first I heard that, and at first my first impression of that was it wasn't that good of an idea. Because like I'm thinking with talking about the 4 Year Strong thing, like how I was saying throughout all the videos, there was a very clear thematic intention they were doing with all that shit. So you're like, we already know what we're gonna do. We're not going to have like fans come in and give us their suggestions. Like, we're not necessarily going to go on board with that. But then as you were kind of explaining it more, so initially, and I could see that being a reason why a lot of bands wouldn't want to get in on it. But then I started to think about this. This got popular. It actually almost ruined the comic book industry. But the use of variant covers. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so a lot of comic books will have alternative covers, and that would actually this is where I turn fucking 180 on your idea. Is now it would actually be kind of a fun idea where it was like just give people a little tease on some concept art, and then we'll be like, oh, we'll be putting out vinyl with like variant covers, and then now you're heightening up the like collector market and doing all this other shit. So yeah, I bet bands wouldn't want to do it on their main release,
Right.
Because they would probably want to have more control over that. But that would be a cool fucking thing.
And you're picking, you know the theme of it. Like that, like you said, if there's an obvious theme of this, like I'm sure there's going to be a couple people that are sending you art that matches that theme.
Well, you know what listeners could do? Because tying this into music and comics, the one dude I'm a big fan of, Eric July, he's got the Ripperverse comics, and he's got his band called Backwards. And literally, like, he would tell people constantly, send in fan art. Because there's been a couple people who would send in fan art, and now he, like, hired them.
Yeah.
So they, like, work on the comics
That's
now.
how you find, like, that's I think that's truly how you grow and continue as a band or an artist or anything in general, is like, is still keeping that somewhat of an access, or at least show that you're listening to your fans.
Yeah.
Because if you say, like, all right, well, the first single we put out, will have this cover. Congratulations at, Dickhead 33 on Twitter that submitted their art. Or, the next one, each one, and then like having certain things. Then like you said, if you find somebody that you're like, man, everything he sent was so fucking good. Like, maybe we should have this guy design our merch, and that's how you grow. It's like it's not a matter of like. It's just opening yourself up to like a bigger community of people, and like truly making it a community. When I see people like, there's people that there's like the Deadhead version for like multiple bands now.
Yeah.
Fish have people that fucking travel around with them. Metallica has their fucking people that they have a thing where they say, hey, we're announcing our world tour. If you buy every ticket, you'll get them at essentially $25 a piece.
Is that real?
Yeah. It's like, I think it's like something where it's like, they're called like the Black Parade or not. No, that's whatever.
My Chemical Romance.
It's something like that. They're like the Black Squad, or like they're like your elite Metallica fans.
They're wearing all black.
Yeah, they're big Palestine peeps. It's weird. It's weird. It's never mentioned in the news. Metallica, super pro Palestine, but they like do these arena tours like now, and they say if you commit and you say like you're gonna buy essentially season tickets to Metallica.
Yeah. I'm a season ticket holder for Metallica.
Yeah, that's what it is. And then they get on, they get their bus, they fucking and they basically just kind of follow the band on tour. And then like throughout the tour, they'll have like weird access things that they can do where like you're like have a meet and greet with Lars where he'll come hang out with you guys at the bar or something like that. Or like certain shit, and actually does, like, it's not like behind a table or something, like he's legit just chilling with you guys.
Yeah.
Because at that point they know a lot of them.
Yeah.
They've been around forever. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, that's whether you like Metallica or not, like business wise and like just community wise, they really have made it to where like they had a lot, like they had a lot of their fans that hated them when they cut their hair.
Well, and
so like it's crazy that they're also now the band that has like this. We have the fucking Nana bus, following us. We're like, I saw you in '87. I know, Susan. You told me last time.
No, if you think about it, because I was thinking about that too, because they do that a lot with wrestling. Because I was like, there's this one dude. If you ever watch, he's at every single pay-per-view. He's at a lot of Raws and SmackDowns. There is a guy,
Hulk Hogan.
No, honestly,
seen him a bunch.
He's not there that much. People boo him now.
They know if he doesn't, they chant the hard R. That's when you know they want him. Hard R, hard R, hard R.
No, there's this one.
American.
There's this one dude. And the only thing that annoys me about him is he makes it about him. And he thinks he's like an actual attraction.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you're just a rich guy that gets like sent the center seat opposite of Hardcam every time.
Yeah.
And what he does is he walks out in every single pay-per-view. He wears the exact same
red shirt.
No, he wears a green shirt with a smiley face on it. And he's been doing it for years. And it's like, you're not anything, dude. You're just a fucking rich guy. You didn't get this because you were like, the sickest kid John Cena met that year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're just a guy with a shit ton of money. Like, you're just wear whatever fucking, anyway, annoys the fuck out of me. But I've heard those dudes will actually, because I was like, it's not that he just has a lot of money. How does he like get that fucking ticket? And like, I was talking to someone, they're like, WWE probably hits him up and goes, "Do you still want this ticket? Do you still?" Because you think about it, and the same thing with Metallica. They're probably real friendly, like on their emailing list to those people, because however much that fucking ticket was, it was probably like a couple grand, right? Yeah. Okay, like obviously they're trying to make probably multi-million, if not like hundreds of millions or $1 billion on this fucking tour. But at the same time, if we hit up these handful of people, we can guarantee whatever it is, $3 million.
Yeah.
Or however much it ends up being after that. And it's the same thing with WWE. If we are much more attentive to these fans, like we just know we're gonna sell out the floor.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it kind of goes in hand with what you're saying about being more attentive to the fans in a broader, more inclusive experience.
And I feel like it solves, at least going back to the 4 Year Strong argument, it solves that issue that I think I've had as well, where it's like, if you don't have anything planned, like why not just shoot a post out there saying, hey, we're doing, or it may have been this was their plan the whole time. It may have been something, I don't know. I just know that you can choose the cover art. So like if it's just up there, like why not try to at least get that engagement? You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing of like, then you're just opening up a better community, and then eventually you'll have the 4 Year Strong cruise, and then
Yeah, I always find it interesting that they just don't, at least on their own, make multiple cover arts for that stuff.
I agree.
Yeah. Actually, and this kind of ties into something, so a broader discussion we wanted to have.
Women?
A band that it never fails. Ooh, what if I do the same joke I've always done?
Yeah. You want that West Virginia one? The West Carolina one again?
That's for No More Heroes fans.
It was you'll hear about
Drag
it.
the Lake people won't be able to handle it, dude. That's No More Heroes joking. No, a band that's been having unreal album artwork that we have mixed feelings on is Many Eyes. I gotta be honest, like the album, I'm excited for the album based off the music, but also too like the album artwork that they've been including and all that shit has been really fucking cool.
Yeah, I feel like
And stays on theme.
Yeah.
To the whole shit.
I was gonna just say
I love a theme. Every album, I love a fucking theme.
It's gonna be hard. We know this. My penis is gonna
Pat's
be
penis.
hard. It's gonna be hard to not at least compare at least these first two releases as far as the Every Time I Die split goes. But if we're saying Many Eyes versus Better Lovers, as far as artwork, especially, it's like Better Lovers has just been so busy. They just have so much going on, and it's what's his face? It's Jordan, I'm assuming.
Yeah,
I'm assuming doing the art. And I like the art, but it's just so busy. Like you said, Many Eyes has like a nice, cool theme going, a lot more. And this was the discussion we had because they put out Harbinger, I believe, which is the song / the name of the EP that they released. But again,
not a real EP.
They just re-released the same songs that they had already previously released. Which, hearing that what is it, the difference between each one, like, you know, the the comparison between each song is, it shows me that like it feels like I think I might be more of a Many Eyes fan than a Better Lovers fan at this moment.
So the funny thing that like got this conversation started was like whenever we talk about Many Eyes and Better Lovers, it's like you always kind of want to try to be like, you know, not just constantly comparing them just cause. You know what I mean? It's like you see it online, you see it on Reddit and stuff. The second Many Eyes puts out a song, or like the thing that was happening recently with Many Eyes where they kicked their guitarist out of the band, and then like, you know, they put up a really like PR-y type, you know, really PR heavy type post that you're like, something happened.
I do like, by the way, I like when you sent that to me and you're like, I'm beginning to think Keith might be the problem.
Yeah, well, wait, here, not yet, not yet. But so Many Eyes post the whole fucking thing that sounds like it just reads like a fucking PR department, and you know it's just like Keith's doing most of this stuff.
Yeah.
So you just read it, and it reads like a fucking PR department wrote it, and you're just like, I don't know, it seems like trouble in paradise over there. And then the guitarist who got kicked out, he posted a very vague thing that, to what you said, just to put it simply, it was vague, but it also gave the impression where I was like, I mean, this is the second strike for Keith. It's starting to feel like Keith might be the problem.
Yeah.
But that's the hardest thing with like Many Lovers and Better Eyes is, because I think we were talking about Jordan with something. I forget what the fuck it was, but it's just like, it's like you get this vibe that you're like, I can't tell who's the problem.
Yeah.
Like in the whole sphere of the bands and stuff like that.
Yeah, because it's a thing where you don't know if it's just a regular change of like preference, not preference. I don't even know. Growing apart. You know what I mean? Like that could always be a thing, artistically growing apart, because you can see, again, we're seeing the more chaotic artwork and the crazy imagery over here, and whereas like with Many Eyes, it's more artistic. What's a word to say? It's almost like I don't know. It's almost like the Better Lovers is always like cartoonish graffiti.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And whereas like Many Eyes is like tribal new age art.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like or themed art, like that's weird thing, like a fucking Anunnaki or some shit. Like these are talking, like it's like
that art that they
gods.
draw. It's that art they draw to let you know what a DMT trip looks like.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like this seems like it's not that it's not also trippy and shit, but it's trippier, not as like chaotic trippy.
Yeah, to me, it's nice because I actually prefer sort of the general vibes of each band, because it would really suck if both bands afterwards came out and just sounded like the same.
Yeah. And
the fact that the bands are sort of, they're still, their sound is still that of like they would be on the same festival they would get booked on the same festival every single time and this and that. But like sonically, they definitely have two very different lanes that they're in. So that's musically and artistically.
There's a more there's a peaceful trippy.
Yeah.
Whereas there's a chaotic trippy to them, and I think musically, it's been similar as
Many
well.
Eyes is mushrooms. Better Lovers is coke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I would say that. I think it's also like the comparisons that I've heard, that, or at least that you've shared with, like when the Many Eyes came out, somebody had shared that you saw that mentioned that they were like, it sounds like somebody put Every Time I Die through GPT or asked AI to make.
Oh yeah, someone said that about some of the early Many Eyes releases.
I would say I don't know about that. Like both of them have elements of it, obviously, because there's somewhat of the influence. But if you think about the band Many Eyes, it's none of the band was ever in Every Time I Die, except for the lead singer.
We mentioned Many Eyes as a new release, right?
Yeah, I said Harbinger.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's why we're talking about this basically, because it is. So it's ironic we're spending this whole time comparing it when we're like, it is a thing you want to try to not harp on too long, but but we do find it ironic where it's like we're trying not to harp on the fact that like we don't want to just spend all our time talking about that, comparing them, but when you guys as a band put your singles out the same fucking week.
That's what I'm saying.
And then your albums are coming out the same fucking week. Honestly, the wrestling fan in me is like, dude, because they're still putting out Every Time I Die t-shirts. I was going to get some if fucking UPS didn't lose my goddamn package.
Piece of shit.
But they're still putting out Every Time I Die t-shirts. They know there's money in the relationship.
They know that they're wrestling fans.
And it's like
one of their fucking ex-members is a wrestler.
And dude, it'd be so funny. I don't necessarily believe this. I would have to have like good evidence to truly believe this.
Good evidence.
It would be or like when we were talking about Josh Gogan being in Better Lovers, or one comment on YouTube. If there's one comment on YouTube
and heavy Pat's speculation.
Yeah, and then one comment on YouTube will get Pat to believe it 100%.
This is fact.
Yeah, it's crazy. This is fact. But anyway, sorry, I got sidetracked. But no, it's like you guys literally released the fucking single like a week apart.
Right.
And like your albums are coming out the same month and stuff. And it's like, we're trying not to compare you guys all the time, but you're giving us no options.
You're doing this on purpose.
You're doing this to us.
I know that for a fact because I thought that same thing when you started to say like it's hard. I'm trying not to compare them or whatever. It's hard not to compare. It's like yeah, because they're specific. One of them will announce a tour while the other one announces, hey, by the way, our album's going to be out this time. And then they say, all right, well, we're going to be doing these shows. And they're like, well, we're doing a meet and greet that day. And it's like, all right.
Wait, did that actually happen?
That's what it seems like. That's what I'm saying. It's like on the same day. Like I remember seeing that Many Eyes was putting something out on Friday or whatever. And I remember when I woke up that day, when I opened up like Instagram, the first thing I saw was Better Lovers is announcing their tour dates. And it's like, yeah, but Many Eyes has a new, because everybody's going to be opening up their thing, and they know that everybody follows both, so they're like, let's get our post out first. Maybe they're not thinking that far ahead, but they're definitely thinking, because they're comparing each other, and that's the thing, Andy, is we keep trying to say we're not comparing them or we're not doing that. They're fucking doing it. You don't think that's on purpose?
No, I don't think it's on purpose, but I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about like Instagram posts the same day as an on purpose thing.
They're announcing the same things. They're like, oh, and by the way, we've got a new shirt coming out because we released another song. So obviously, 7 shirts are coming out on both sides. Both sides are doing that.
Yeah.
So don't forget that. But if I'm to say, by the end of 2025, Andy, I would like to predict they will be on tour together. I think this is all a work. I'm more convinced of it now. You bringing that wrestling element into it,
yeah.
Obviously, this is a work. The whole thing's a work. Because also now Andy's like, I'm gonna start a band too, and everybody's like, cool, man. That's cool. I'm excited.
Yeah.
But also, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Guys, are we all just going to start our own bands here? Like,
yeah.
There's only so many fans. And if you continue to release stuff and tour at the exact same time, you're begging us to choose.
Yeah.
So, like, them doing this around the same time, I know for sure isn't an accident, but I do think it may be a work.
No, that's fair. I don't think
that tour will sell out.
That's fair. In your defense, I think
triple your fans, then go on tour together at a festival, and then bring back Tid the Season.
You gotta work on your pauses, dude.
I'm telling you right now, that wasn't a pause. I interrupted you to say that. I don't give a shit.
Fair enough.
No, that's I just thought of that because you're tripling your fan base.
Yeah,
you are tripling your fan base because they're like, I don't like Many Lovers or what? Many Lovers, the supergroup.
Are you
Many Lovers? Better Eyes.
I really think your brain is just free association.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's drowning in a stream of consciousness.
Yeah, stream of consciousness. Yeah, and I want to point that out because I want to point. Yeah, you're talking over me because I'm gonna basically in 5 seconds be like, that's not
been
real.
Here the whole time.
Yeah. Wait, what?
You have no depth perception.
No, you don't want. No, I'm
you
about.
You fucking loser! You can't even tap a table. You fucking pussy.
No, I tapped the table.
What?
You're.
Hit it on the replay. Let's see it on the replay.
I'm literally seconds from very easily breaking down why all of that's retarded, and you're doing everything to just like not move on to that.
The supergroup idea?
Yeah.
Wait, are we past the supergroup, or are you talking about the festival I was talking about?
Oh, just everything you've said the whole episode.
All right. Let's get into it.
No, we don't have to get into it.
No, what?
I don't know if
that's not a work.
It's hard to. I mean, the Instagram post thing, I wouldn't even waste any effort onto it. It's just. I mean, how do you prove that? How do you figure that one out? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Are they going to go on tour together? Absolutely not.
Yep.
That's the last thing that's going to happen.
It's gonna happen.
I love how you get deep into a thing, and I can see on your face you're like, I don't even believe it. This is just fun.
I just want to dig I'm choosing to dig my heels in here.
Yeah. No, it's okay. You're White Lemaire. I'm used to this. I don't know. I don't know if they're like. I feel like it's safe to assume it was an accident because I think too also with like touring, I think bands a lot of times go touring around the same time. You know what I mean?
never.
I think like the same chunk of like bands in general, like like whether it be, whatever, winter, summer, fall, spring,
Yeah.
they usually, I feel like they find 1/4 of the year to like that they all kind of hit the tour at the same time and stuff like that. Well, also too, there's a festival. No, Many Eyes didn't really do like the festivals and shit like that. Better Lovers was way more into the festivals, but also Many Eyes is still pretty new, and they have like 6 songs. Yeah, I don't know. It is just funny how it's all working out. That you're not just
Working out.
Yeah,
He
working
said
out.
It's a work, guys. Nothing makes it more clear than that.
Yeah, but no, it is interesting how it is all working out where they put the singles out at the same time, the albums are coming out at the same time. It's just funny because it's like you don't want to compare them, but
Yeah.
you're like it's fucking happening.
I can't wait for them to be performing across the street from each other,
Yeah,
and then they just kiss in the middle of the road. That's when they get it together, and then they go, "Do you want to just like combine these tours?" They say, "I don't know. Do you want to keep opening for Sum 41?"
I mean they don't really have a choice on that.
I mean, they should.
What do you mean?
They should be headlining a tour.
Not necessarily.
I like how you. I feel like
No,
you were
I'm
actually
genuinely
considering
thinking
that.
about
I
it.
like that.
Well, no,
I appreciate it.
You like that?
I like that you were considering it. Yeah, you weren't necessarily immediately going to poo-poo it. I saw your face wanting to, and then you're like, "Well, maybe no."
Okay. Yeah, no, it's not the. I don't know. I mean, I think that's like a hard one to play. I think Many Eyes would have trouble. There's not the same excitement around them. I think they would have trouble headlining a tour right now.
Maybe.
Yeah.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
Because by next year, they'll be on tour with Better Lovers. Co-headlining.
Yeah, I don't know. Which one's your preference right now?
Many Eyes. That I was the just overall everything about it. I feel like the music is more different. Like it's hard to say. It's got the familiar element of Keith, like that I liked from Every Time I Die.
Yeah.
The vocals and the I think his singing's gotten stronger over the years, even still.
Yeah.
And I feel like that mixed with the music is different enough it feels new, more like a new band. Whereas Better Lovers does remind me every once in a while of Every Time I Die, but also has the lead singer from Dillinger, so it also kind of reminds me of Dillinger. It doesn't feel like its own band yet.
It reminds you of Dillinger?
Yeah.
Which part?
The music part. The singing and the music.
Well,
Like
the vocals?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just his voice, though.
Yeah, and I'm saying like sometimes the songs, like some of the parts remind me of Dillinger songs. Like some of the music reminds me of Dillinger. Like it's not like all the time, but I'm just saying that like the elements in one band I haven't heard a full album from either one, and I haven't seen either one of them live.
Yeah.
So all I can go on is by what I've heard, what they've put out there, and what Better Lovers sounds like is Every Time I Die and Dillinger are in a band, whereas Keith Buckley has started his own band, and it sounds like Keith Buckley's band. Do you know what I'm saying? Like where that's the identity of either one of them song-wise.
I guess just for me, Dillinger's sound is so distinct.
Yeah.
That it's how do I say this? It's like it's not enough to just have the guy from Dillinger to go, this sounds like Dillinger.
They go blast beady. They go like little noodly every once in a while. Like
blast beady?
Yeah.
I know what they are.
Well, you sounded confused.
Yeah. I was confused that you said it.
Yeah.
I don't remember blast beats. Maybe I got to listen to it more.
Yeah, I'm not saying like there's elements like listening to From One of Us Is a Killer and Better Lovers, their EP or anything like that.
Which one was One of Us Is a Killer?
It's their latest, I think their latest release or their second to last release, I believe. Dillinger Escape Plan.
Yeah. Escape Plan. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll go on tour with Better Lovers in Many Eyes?
Why not? Reggie and the Full Effect does it.
You stink. Why not? Fuck you.
Is it the last one or the second to last?
Second to last because no.
And I will say,
Oh no, they reissued. That's right. Their first album, Calculating Infinity, they put out a live version of it in 2019, and then Disassociate was 2016, and then One of Us Is a Killer is 2013. But
the best mixed album, I think, one of the best mixed albums of all time.
But which was the Dillinger album where they did a lot of like more straightforward rock shit on?
Ironworks.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite as well. And that's what I'm saying is like some parts that kind of sound like jazzy, like there's parts where like it's not like blast beat metal math rock. Dillinger sometimes has like kind of a poppy sound. Not poppy.
Dude, they have like a
pop rock.
They go like butt rock sometimes.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. That some of those parts where like the cleaner parts of Better Lovers remind me of those cleaner or those other more polished parts of Dillinger where he's not screaming, he's singing.
Okay, I guess where I was
his singing voice reminds me of Dillinger.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
I guess where I'm coming from on that, if I were to say they sound like Dillinger, I would always include that caveat of like, when they're doing rock stuff. Because I think the first thing that comes out with Dillinger, I'm like, wait, so they got like weird time signatures that sound like a fucking Morse code machine and shit like that? Yeah,
sometimes. Like they burst into that part. They like kind of go into, the Better Lovers has more of an edge, I would say. More of like thrashy feel like Dillinger, like the feel of it. But the structure is much more structured than Dillinger, I would agree. But I still think they go into those blast beat parts, the fucking parts that remind me, because of the lead singer being in there, and it reminding me of parts of Dillinger songs. I don't have a comparison. I don't have a side by side, but like those things are, I think, elements that I'm like, yeah, just like how I know Keith isn't singing Every Time I Die lyrics, but I can hear his voice, and it reminds me over this heavy music of Every Time I Die. It's reminiscent.
So it's more based off the vocals.
Yes, the sounds that I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
I just, from a musical standpoint, I personally wouldn't compare Better Lovers to Dillinger. Like if it was just like guitar and drums, I don't know if I'd really like hear Better Lovers and think Dillinger at any point. But obviously, if you have the more, is iconic the right word? Because I know like, Dillinger fans are probably locked in, because they had like two singers or whatever. Dillinger fans are like locked in on like the early singer and shit like that, because he has that classic video at the fucking Virgin Record store where he ran over the crowd. One of the best videos ever.
Didn't Mike Patton also sing for Dillinger?
Who's Mike Patton?
He's the lead singer of Faith No More.
Did he?
Yes. I think he was on 43%. No, he was before 43% Burn.
I gotta look that up. That's
maybe
really...
he might be on the album or part of the album. I can't remember. But I'm certain that Mike Patton was a part of Dillinger Escape Plan for at least, I think, one album.
Oh, okay, that's very cool.
Yeah. So yeah, they've had like, I don't know. Again, I remember one of the funnest facts I remember about Dillinger was hearing that the guitar player had to get surgery because he banged his neck too hard. Like he's banging his head too hard. Like he had to get surgery on his fucking neck from like, and also hopping off the fucking amps and doing all this other shit. Like, love antics.
Wait, what did you say his name was?
His name was Mike Patton, or is Mike Patton? He's still alive.
Yeah.
2001 to 2017. He was the longest running, I believe.
Oh shit. Yeah. Oh, so he would do. Okay, so he would probably do. Well, it says lead vocals, but.
Yeah.
I don't think you would just hire a guy to do lead vocals live.
No.
So he's probably just doing keyboard and backup vocals.
Yeah.
Who's he from? Faith No More?
Mm-hmm. You want it all, but you can't have it.
Oh, Mr. Bungle.
Is that what he said? Oh, wait. Yeah, he's also in that, too.
Yeah. Aren't they one of those bands? There's always these bands whenever I'm reading my Iggy Pop Was a Pedophile books. You're reading about punks from like the 70s or like when punk was forming in the 70s and shit. And then they always reference like some of those bands back in the day, and they always have these like goofy names where it was like Mr. Bungle or like the Flying Burrito Brothers.
Yeah.
And I know I just would have I'd be like, nah. fuck, I can't remember there is one that I always hear, and I was like checking them out, and I was just like, what were you guys hearing? Because there are some of those early bands when they say they're like inspired punk rock, and then you got to remember like people weren't, distorting their guitars, playing fast, and downstroking a bunch.
Yeah.
So it's like a band probably sounds a little bit more intense, or makes you want to go a direction where you play a little bit more intense if you have no reference point to like heavily distorted music and shit like that.
Yeah.
But back to the two bands and shit. I was gonna say I'm not 100%. I gotta be honest. I'm not 100% sure who I would like pick, because I've just been on the fence about both. I like a lot of shit about both. I think I would have to lean Better Lovers, just because they've had more songs that I liked. I did kind of agree. I think Every Time I Die through an AI machine is a little too harsh for Many Eyes, but I did feel like there was the one we were listening to with it ends with that line where he's like, fuck you, I'm in love, fuck you, I'm in love. That one definitely ended. That one had a good, strong feel to it, but like on the whole, a lot of the Many Eyes songs just left me wanting a little bit more. Although, what was the last one they came out with?
Harbinger.
Harbinger, yes. It's the third time I made you say that. Harbinger, yeah, that definitely came out, and I felt like it hit hard, and I really had a good fucking time with that. But I think all in all, because like, dude, if you got like fun riffs, it definitely like I lock in on that like way better. And so I think Better Lovers. They're also too. You know what? I gotta give Many Eyes a little bit more time. This is why I can't give like a hard decision, because I feel like the things I like about Better Lovers, Many Eyes hasn't had a chance to give me that yet.
Right.
They haven't had a chance to give me a bunch of cool music videos. They haven't had a chance to like I've watched some live footage of Better Lovers. Great antics. You got Jordan spinning around, doing all their fucking shit. You got the lead singer. Jumping off balconies, and I just feel like Many Eyes hasn't really gotten a chance to like get out there and like let people experience. But just by sheer time in the game, I think I lean towards Better Lovers a little bit more. Really fucked with that last music video too. It's like it was a good driving force of a song, but then that the general vibe of the music video put me in a good fucking mood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude. All right, we got a little bit more time. Is there anything else you've been thinking about? Any tunes you've been listening to?
No, not really. But that Kubla Khan song came out since the last time we.
That's right. We should talk about that. Did you hear it?
Yeah, it just was like an intro.
You didn't give a fuck?
No, not really.
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was like I was like, that's it.
You didn't give a fuck.
Not even like it was like I don't think like I think as far as like announcements go, it's kind of like I like that it was an announcement. It was a presentation kind of thing, but it was also like it was just kind of I don't know. It was like a tease, and it was like and like that's what it was meant to be. But it was also kind of like it just felt like a lot. It just was like a lot for a tease. Like to say, Khan is king tomorrow. It's coming out tomorrow. Like, I think it would have been cooler if they didn't say anything about it and just put it out.
I agree with that.
Like, I like them saying, like, "Hey guys, something's coming out tomorrow.
Yeah,
Get
yeah,
this,"
yeah.
and then you see it and you're like, "It's 40 seconds."
53.
But it's one of those things where you're like,
I've listened to it 30 times,
and I'm watching it, and I'm like, I'm seeing it, and it's just like this is really well produced, and it's all this other thing, but it's also like that. Oh, okay. Cool. It's just kind of like you made me think that there was going to be more. It's a mislead, you know.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah, no, I think there's definitely a very intentional nature to it.
Yeah.
Of doing that, like definitely because they know people were hoping for at least 3 minutes.
Something.
Yeah.
Like a song or so, and it's not like I remember speaking of EPs, I remember Regaining Unconsciousness EP before the War on Errorism album came out by NoFX.
Mm-hmm.
That had 2 songs, I believe 2 or 3 songs on, or 3 tracks, but 2 songs on it.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them was a commercial for the album. And it was Al Jefe doing a dickhead Radiohead voice, radio guy voice, like, hey, you gotta get blah, blah, blah. And it's him kind of like cutting to a couple of the songs and like a couple hits like this, and like it would do that. I kind of like that. I like a little, like if you're gonna give us a little taste, and then obviously that's not Kubla Khan's style. They're not gonna be goofy, silly guys, but it was kind of like it. It was. I'm not mad about it. I'm just kind of like, oh, cool. It was like that's. It just was underwhelming after the announcement of the announcement.
Yeah, I think for me, it would have been perfect, like you said, if they just wouldn't have announced it. Because the way that they announced it, it did kind of feel like, I felt like you were going to give us a whole song. Because they also, well, the irony of it was, I believe if I look it up on like my Instagram or whatever the fuck,
It feels like they're doing it right, which, you know what I'm saying? Like it seems like they're doing it the correct way. And they're giving you a little taste, and then they're going to give you a song, and then they're going to give you a EP, and then, you know what I mean? Like, I think they're doing everything correctly. I'm not questioning the way they're doing it. It's just the fact that like the announcement of the announcement was the thing that kind of made me go like, oh, you kind of spurled it.
Here's the funniest part is like they'll be like, watch the video for Kubla Khan's new single, and it's like, yeah, you don't have to post a preview of it.
Yeah.
It's under a minute.
Yeah. Give us, exactly. So, you don't have to give a preview. It's a preview.
Yeah, so that would be my only critique is the way they announced it. It really felt like it was going to be a full song. But if we just popped up on Friday, because I think they have size and like type of fans. I think they have like the size and the type of fan base that if you would have just fucking sneaked that in on a Friday, it would have gone around.
Yeah.
It would have gotten popular.
It lacks confidence. The way you do that, where you're like, guys, we're going to have an announcement tomorrow. Yeah. And it's like kind of like the thing of like, did you want, and that's why I'm saying, I think they're like, this may be, I'm not saying that in a negative way. Mm-hmm. I'm saying this sounds like a manager's decision, not Kubla Khan's decision. This sounds like the manager saying, all right, this is how we should roll this out.
Yeah, potentially,
yeah. You know, to say, like, because they're coming off some of these really big shows that they were just doing, they got a lot of heat behind them, good or bad or otherwise. Good on most fronts as far as I'm concerned. I know what you mean. But, like, you have that rollout where, like, they're probably like, all right, so, like, let's get this circulating beforehand because the manager may not know them as well. You know, this may be a new.
Yeah, who knows?
High price.
Regardless, however they like released it.
No notes on the release itself, though. That would have been a great fucking.
You mean
surprise.
The song?
The song, yeah. The thing,
because we literally have been giving notes on the release.
Oh, no. I meant the actual release they released.
The song, yeah.
The song itself is great. Like that, the video's cool. It's a great, cool commercial. I'm fucking game. I was already excited about a release. I'm just glad that we got a date now.
Yeah, it's gonna. Oh, yeah. Well, that was the big part. I think ultimately it was a success because you know, for me, they're like my fucking favorite band right now.
Yeah.
And for me, it just got me that much more excited for the album.
I was already adequately excited, and then I go like, "Oh, it's coming out tomorrow," and they're like, "Oh, that's not out." Oh, all right. Well, still excited.
I've been crushing that fucking song though. It's been easy too because it's very slow. I do also think they're gonna. I think that's gonna take the place of Ant Pile in the live set.
Yeah.
So for anyone who does, actually, no.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe they're like, "Hey, learn your dance moves now."
Well, no. You know, it was funny when I. Sorry, you just reminded me of funny mosh discourse I heard online where I forget who the fuck it was, but
Mosh Discourse was going to be the first name of this show.
It is a segment, basically. But no, I heard this like mosh discourse online where the guy was like, don't stop fucking recording yourself moshing in your goddamn living room. Put the camera down and just practice in your basement shamefully like we did back in the day. Do it. Be a loser fucking privately. Stop showing me you practicing moshing. And I'm like, and then that just made me laugh because I go, oh yeah, these dudes actually fucking practice it.
Yeah.
They actually fucking practice it.
Yeah, they're really practicing.
Yeah, which really just you're really just like, oh yeah, everything's just everyone's a fucking dork at the end of the day. Like you practice your moshing.
Practice your dance moves now, fellas, because Khan is king.
Khan is king.
King is Khan.
What was the last? Oh yeah. Well, so it was funny when we went to go see Kubla Khan. They played Ant Pile, and then Santa called, so they had to play Ant Pile again.
Right.
Then when I went to go see them in Jersey, they actually, because they just put out Low Tech, they actually ended with Ant Pile.
Oh, okay.
So, but I do think this is going to be the new big like opener of the set.
Yeah, I would assume. Or it's not gonna be a closer because they're gonna be touring this album.
Yeah.
So for sure, this is gonna be, and that's what I'm saying. It's just a luxury to their fans, so you can start practicing. You get all your dance moves down, and it doesn't matter. We're gonna be hyped. It's gonna be a great album. It's not like, you know what I mean. Like, there's no question.
I'm so fucking hyped.
Yeah. He seems like it.
What?
I'm so hyped.
No, it was. I was just like, damn. There's gonna be some good in this world.
It's coming.
I don't want to just be. I don't want to be just such an obvious fucking mark. But I'm just so fucking. This band puts me over the goddamn moon all the time. So I'm fucking excited. All right, man. I think we did the damn thing.
We goddamn did it.
We did it. And hopefully, when they go on tour, we can see Many Lovers, Better Eyes,
and whatever Andy's band.
What is Andy's band? By the way, that
Wrestling Boys.
I think we have to
Wrestling
wait.
Eyes.
I think we have to Wrestling Eyes. I think we have to wait till Christmas for that.
Can I full transparency? And I'm not trying to be a dick right at the end of this. I'm not that excited about that one.
Why not?
I don't know. I think because it's just. Isn't there? You said there's multiple band members from Every Time I Die in Better Lovers, right? It's not just one. It's
the drummer, bassist, and the guitarist.
If you're not the singer, with all due respect, I look forward to hearing Andy's guitar tone again. But it kind of comes down to where I'm like, it's just a new band. Watch it be the best one. I really hope I'm wrong. I really hope that I'm wrong, and this ends up being the one that blows all of our dicks in the dirt.
I mean, I would feel that way if, like, the bassist was like, I have a new band.
Like, if Eric Melvin from NoFX was starting a new band, I would go, all right.
See, for me, it's a little bit different with Andy Williams because he has such a distinct guitar playing.
Yeah, and it's very similar to Jordan's. So I kind of get it already with Better Lovers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not like, and this is why it sounds like I'm being a fucking dickhead. And I'm trying not to sound like a total, but like I'm not like aching for Andy to like I think he's following his wrestling dreams, and I really support that. And I'm not saying that he shouldn't play guitar, but I'm saying like, if all you guys wanted to be in a band, why'd you quit the band you were in? You know what I'm saying? If all of you guys wanted to be in bands, why'd you quit the band you were in?
Keith had to take a bath.
Yeah, the bath.
You know the answer.
I forgot the bath.
Yeah, don't. You know
Damn
the
it.
answer to it. What are you talking about?
It's like, guys, why do we keep booking hotels without fucking tubs?
I'll meet you halfway on it because like you see Better Lovers come out, you're like, oh fuck. And then you see Many Eyes come out and you're like,
oh shit.
Yeah, you see Many Eyes come out and you're like, Keith singing. Very cool. Hell yeah. And then, you know, obviously, you know, Andy Williams is gonna be playing guitar in a band. And it's not the same as the first two,
Right.
but I said it earlier. He does, and he's been playing with Jordan for a while, but you got to imagine without Jordan, he can probably lean into more his like creative vision. Yeah. And it's not the same level of excitement, but I'm still checking that out when it comes out. Yeah. And I still like go. Like, I think I'm more like, all right, I see what we got here because it's going to be good. I think I'm almost certain it's going to be good. I think, is it going to be pretty good or is it going to be really good? That's what I'm not sure about.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not pessimistic about it. I'm just not aching for it. I'm not super hyped for it. Kublai Khan, I'm excited about.
Yeah.
You know, Better Lovers, I'm excited to hear what else they have. Many Eyes, I'm excited to hear what else they have. But like, with like him, like it's like I'm not gonna like go like whatever. I'm just gonna go like okay, you know, like it's kind of like that's legitimately how I feel. I don't, and I think it is the singer element of it because Keith is singing for this one. There's that voice, and then Better Lovers has Jordan and the lead singer of Dillinger. Like so, I'm excited about that. It's like a little itty bitty super group. Keith's new band, and then I'll be like, oh, and then Andy's band. You know what I mean? I love Andy, but I just kind of go like, if Keith started a new band and was playing guitar, I would be like, you know what I mean? Like,
well,
it's about what he does like best. that's what Andy does. So I'll listen to it, but I'm just not like, I'm not as like hyped for it because we already got this little matchup going on.
Well, I guess for me, it's like with Better Lovers, I get more hyped. And not that he's a bad singer; he's a very good singer, and he adds a lot to the band. But for me personally, I get more hyped over the guitars.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, that was the thing. You know, with Every Time I Die, if Keith leaves, you can't just get a new lead singer. But also, if Andy or Jordan leaves, you can't really just get a new guitarist. You know what I mean? Or else Better Lovers would probably sound more like Every Time I Die. You can't really just get a new guitarist. So, like, with Andy being such a key element of Every Time I Die, it still has, like, a good level of excitement in me for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. It'll probably be good.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for hanging out. We love you all. See you next time. Be about it. Peace.